What if the biggest threat to every alliance in the Chi isn't an enemy from outside, but someone everyone thought they already understood? Because if the new episode 4 trailer is telling us anything, it's that Reg is no longer interested in survival. He's interested in revenge. And by the end of this episode, Jake may make a decision so shocking that it changes the entire direction of the final season. Let's break it all down. The trailer opens with something that feels deceptively calm. We see Chicago moving through another ordinary day. Cars pass by. People walk the streets. Businesses are open. But if there's one thing that Chi has taught us over the years, it's that peace never lasts. And hidden beneath this calm surface is a storm that has been building for weeks. That storm is Reg. Now here's what makes Reg so dangerous. He's not the loudest person in the room. He's not the one making public threats. He's not posting warnings or demanding loyalty. Instead, Reg operates in the shadows. And honestly, that's way scarier. Because when you know your enemy is coming, at least you can prepare. But when you don't even know you're being targeted, that's when everything falls apart. The trailer repeatedly cuts to Reg watching conversations, watching meetings, watching people who believe they're still in control. And that visual choice feels incredibly intentional. It suggests that Reg already knows everyone's weaknesses. The question isn't whether he's planning something. The question is how far he's willing to go. And from what we're seeing, the answer might be further than anyone expects. But before we talk about Reg's revenge, we need to talk about Jake. Because Jake looks exhausted. Not physically, emotionally. Throughout the season, Jake has been caught between loyalty and survival. Family on one side, reality on the other. And eventually, everyone reaches a breaking point. The trailer strongly hints that Jake has finally reached his. There's one specific scene that stands out. Jake appears to be arguing with someone close to him. The camera cuts quickly. Voices are raised. Emotions are running high. And Jake doesn't look conflicted anymore. He looks angry. Really angry. And that's important. Because conflicted people hesitate. Angry people act. Think about that for a second. How many times has Jake sacrificed his own happiness to keep peace within his family? How many times has he accepted decisions he didn't agree with? How many times has he been expected to carry burdens created by someone else? Eventually, that pressure becomes impossible to contain. It's like shaking a soda can. At first, nothing happens. Then suddenly, everything explodes. And episode May 4th be that explosion. But here's where things get even more interesting. What if Reg knows exactly how Jake feels? What if Jake isn't acting independently at all? What if Reg has been quietly pushing him toward this moment? The trailer gives us several clues that support this theory. We see characters questioning loyalties. We hear conversations about trust. We see suspicious looks exchanged between people who used to stand together. That isn't random. That's strategic. And it feels like somebody is deliberately creating cracks within the family structure. Who benefits most from those cracks? Reg. Every divided alliance makes him stronger. Every argument creates opportunity. Every betrayal moves him closer to whatever endgame he's planning. And that's why episode 4 feels so dangerous. Because this isn't just about violence. It's psychological warfare. The strongest kingdoms aren't destroyed from the outside. They're destroyed from within. Now let's pause for a second. Can we talk about how Reg somehow manages to create chaos without even appearing in every scene? Seriously, some characters need entire speeches to be intimidating. Reg just stands in the background and somehow everybody starts making terrible decisions. That's talent. Terrifying talent. But talent nonetheless. Now back to the trailer. One of the most emotional moments appears to involve a major confrontation between Jake and members of his own family. And this scene could become the emotional centerpiece of the entire episode. Why? Because betrayals hurt most when they come from people you love. A stranger's attack creates anger. Family betrayal creates heartbreak. And heartbreak leads people to do things they normally never would. Jake has spent years trying to balance loyalty with self-preservation. But what happens when those two goals become impossible to reconcile? What happens when protecting yourself means turning against your own blood? That's the dilemma episode 4 appears ready to explore. And honestly, it's one of the most compelling storylines the Chi has delivered in years. Because there are no easy answers. Nobody is completely right. Nobody is completely wrong. Everyone is operating from pain. Everyone is carrying scars. And everyone believes they're doing what they have to do. That's what makes this story feel real. But while Jake's family crisis takes center stage, another conflict is quietly escalating behind the scenes. Power, control, influence. The trailer repeatedly reminds us that the streets are changing. Old leaders are losing authority. New players are emerging. And uncertainty is spreading everywhere. Whenever power shifts, chaos follows. People who once felt secure suddenly become vulnerable. People who once followed orders begin questioning leadership. And people who were ignored suddenly become dangerous. Reg understands this better than anyone. He's not just seeking revenge. He's positioning himself for control. That's a huge difference. Revenge ends once your enemy suffers. Control lasts forever. And that's why I think Reg's true objective is much bigger than personal payback. I think he's trying to reshape the entire power structure. If that's true, then episode 4 could be the moment everything changes. Because once those changes begin, there may be no way to stop them. Now here's where things get truly suspenseful. The trailer includes several moments that feel intentionally incomplete. Quick cuts, interrupted conversations, characters reacting to something we never see. Those editing choices aren't accidental. They're hiding something. A major reveal, a major betrayal, or maybe even a major death. And before you say that's impossible, remember what show we're talking about. The Chi has never been afraid to shock viewers. Whenever characters start feeling safe, the writers remind us that safety is temporary. Whenever relationships seem stable, something happens that changes everything. That's exactly why fans can't stop watching. Because nobody knows what's coming next. And episode 4 looks determined to continue that tradition. But let's return to Jake one more time. Because I genuinely believe he's the key to everything. Not Reg. Not the street politics. Not the shifting alliances. Jake. The entire trailer seems structured around his emotional journey. His frustration. His isolation. His growing resentment. And eventually, his decision. A decision that could destroy years of trust. A decision that could fracture relationships beyond repair. A decision that could leave him completely alone. The scary part? He may not care anymore. Sometimes people become so exhausted by conflict that they're willing to burn everything down just to make the pain stop. That's what makes Jake so unpredictable right now. He's not thinking about politics. He's not thinking about strategy. He's thinking about survival. And desperate people often make dangerous choices. If Jake truly turns against his family, the consequences will be enormous. Alliances will collapse. Enemies will gain leverage. And Reg will find himself exactly where he wants to be, in control of the chaos. Which brings us to the biggest question heading into episode 4. Has Reg already won? Think about it. What if revenge doesn't require a final attack? What if the victory comes from watching everyone destroy themselves? What if Reg's greatest weapon isn't violence at all? What if it's manipulation? Because from where I'm sitting, the trailer suggests he's already planted the seeds. The arguments are happening. The mistrust is spreading. The relationships are cracking. And once those cracks become fractures, nothing will ever be the same. That possibility makes episode 4 one of the most important chapters of the season. Not because of what might happen, because of what may already be happening. And that's a terrifying thought. So as we head into this episode, keep your eyes on Jake. Watch every interaction. Watch every conversation. Watch every moment where loyalty is tested. Because somewhere inside those scenes is the decision that could change everything. And if the trailer is any indication, we're about to witness one of the most explosive turning points in the Chi's final season. The streets are shifting. Families are breaking. Secrets are surfacing. And Reg's revenge has only just begun. But the biggest question remains unanswered. When Jake finally chooses a side, will he save himself or destroy everyone around him? We're about to find out. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into the Chi. Because after this trailer, nothing feels safe anymore.